Daily coming at you once again with another episode of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. And I'm coming to you with my good friends, Jeff from Skewered Universe podcast. Jeff, hello.
Hey, how's it going, Blade?
That's going pretty good. Going pretty good. I'm also here with one-time Hardway guest, but it's been a while. Kasey, how are you?
Good. Excited to play?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Wrong show. But you did before the show lightly accuse me of being occupied on January 6th.
Yep.
I'm also joined by my friend Justin, returning contributor Justin, who has actually helped us a lot, get some really cool interviews, and continues to make the effort. Thank you, sir. Hello, Justin. How are you? How is it in Madrid?
It's 1 degree right now, and it's amazing. I'm enjoying the cold, and happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays. I didn't know it got that cold out there. Really?
Oh, sorry, 1 degree Celsius, because you guys do Fahrenheit, right?
Okay, and so what's the transfer on that?
It's just about freezing.
Yeah, something like that. No snow,
all right.
but like bearable.
Okay, all right. Well, and see, we're learning fucking outside of, we're learning metric. We're learning, so much is already happening on this show, and I'm very fucking excited. Now, for the listeners at home or in their car, because people don't just listen to this at home, they don't just listen to it on a computer or a television set. You don't have to put your rabbit ears up. You can listen to it anywhere. This is not going to be a typical episode, okay? On Sunday, I'll be rejoined at long last by the long absent Brett Michelle.
Yay.
And Professor Degree.
Boo.
As we put together. Yeah, exactly. Fucking exactly. Boo. Right. Both of them really, but Professor Degree more, certainly. We'll be doing an episode.
Who's the heel in the situation? You or him?
Well, they think that I'm the heel, and I think they're wrong. And I think that's I think that conclusively proves the point that they are the heels. Yeah, like no heel has ever thought another heel is a heel. You know what I mean? So anyway, actually, the hard way is basically like we are the podcast version of Always Sunny. Like there is no real redeemable character on the show. But we will be doing an episode of Sit Down the Hard Way on Sunday, and then it will drop Monday with all the AEW recaps and a World's End review. But today, we're just talking about graps in the 2025. It's not an awards show. There's more on that coming up. Not in this episode, but soon. It's just a loose convo about what we loved most this year. Now, fellers, would you agree with me that 2025 was a very good year for wrestling? Justin, go.
Yes, so much things have happened wherever you go. Let me talk about like the independent scene outside of the US and outside of the Americas. The Southeast Asian scene has been booming, more booming than ever. Back in 2012, people were learning out of like bootleg wrestling videos, as we found out from JDL. And now the Malaysian scene is amazing. The Indian scene is amazing. The Philippine scene is booming, and lots and lots of people are contributing to that part of the world, and it's been great to see. So there's a lot of matches that I've been, wanting to watch. But outside of that, Japan is amazing. Mm-hmm. We have Saya Kamitani as the MVP for Tokyo Sports for 2025. We have, the C2 has been edging me.
Yes.
You all know.
Yes.
Yeah. And so much wrestling, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I find it and I'm not taking any credit for this because I don't think I need to, because I think it's obvious that I'm responsible for it, is, Jake De Leon from the Philippines is on this show. 6 months later, business is booming. You know what I mean? Kid Bandit comes on this show right before she departs for the Philippines. 3 months later, business is booming. I'm not saying that we're responsible for it because, again, I think it's obvious that we are. But you guys are welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys. Kasey, how's wrestling been for you in the 2025?
I mean, wrestling wise, it's been It's been good. I mean, really fallen off of WWE. I haven't really watched it at all this year. Trying to watch more ROH. But yeah, AEW's been on fire this whole year.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm trying to tune into ROH Weekly. It has really improved as a show. Like, I am excited about it, but you know, I really wish for their sake that we could be, we could be live, on television somewhere or on some kind of network, so that we are not constantly being deluged with or constantly missing the boat on ROH, because I watched it a lot in the beginning and then I kind of fell out because there just wasn't a lot of consistency to the show. And so, when your world champion is on Dynamite more than they're on Ring of Honor, you probably something you should fix. Jeff from Skewered Universe, excellent podcast.
Thank you.
Jeff, talk to us. Tell us how wrestling was for you in 2025.
Fantastic. It has been so much fun. It's when I first started watching AEW, which was at the inception, it brought back that joy I had as a kid of watching it. 2025 has exceeded that. It has been fun. It has been ridiculous, emotional. I mean, Hangman finally getting the championship out of Moxley's hands. I mean, I think we all teared up, for most of us anyway. Right? It's been a roller coaster ride, and I've loved every second of it. Now, to be fair, I need to watch more ROH and international stuff, so I kind of keep up with NJPW as much as I can and ROH as much as I can, but I've been so focused on AEW. It's just...
Yeah. I mean, and there's only so much time to watch so much wrestling. We all do have lives, but you have your podcast. I have a podcast about wrestling, and I don't even get to watch as much wrestling as I want to. So, I mean, I totally get it. AEW, though, I have to agree. So, one of the narratives in the fan base that had gone on for a long time was that 2021 was the most perfect year that ever happened, that AEW would never surpass it, and that nothing they've done since has come anywhere close. Which I've decided is like code for like CM Punk came, and that was awesome, right? That's, I think, what they really mean. Because if you go back and watch those old shows, they are great shows. Don't get me wrong. There was a great story with the Kenny and Hangman thread, and the Bucks, at the peak of their dickishness. It was fantastic stuff. But on a consistency level, the pay-per-views are infinitely better. The shows have so much more story threading everything together than they used to. And there's just so much more. It's just such a consistent effort every single week.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
What an average Dynamite or like Collision is on a weekly basis would have been a pay-per-view, like 10 years ago. And I know this because on the hard way, we go back and we watch these old pay-per-views, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like a lot of this was fucking garbage. Like, but anyway, that's a whole thing. That's a whole different story. I will refrain. But Jeff, I agree with you. We are in unprecedented good times. So we're talking about 2025. Let's just get this out of the way right now. I was pivotal to the business this year, and I know you guys agree with me, and I appreciate it. Kasey, don't say anything. You don't have to. Like, I really, really appreciate the warmth that I'm feeling from you all currently. Let's talk best wrestlers. Just, again, not an award. We're just talking about the best wrestlers that we thought showed out the most this year. Now, people who listen to this show will not be surprised that my pick is absolutely Bandito. He had matches against Takeshita, Hechicero, Masquerade Dorada. He had a match against Mystico and others on Dynamite, Collision, ROH, and obviously in CMLL. Absolutely incredible. Then he just goes and wins while he's the ROH champion. He goes and just, wins the tag titles with Brody King, and what I thought was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I didn't know why they were in the tournament together. I figured it was just to have somebody for FTR or the Young Bucks to run through. And then I think that's what they wanted us to think, because they faced both of those teams at one point or another. And both times I thought they were going to lose. And they won. And then not only that, they win. Bandito's already having these matches with Takeshi and Hechicero in main events, in the ROH special events. But I think they had at least 2 pay-per-view matches this year that were the best match of the show, which for me was Takeshita and Okada at Wrestle Dream. And then when they lost the titles to FTR, I thought those were the best matches on the show, honestly. And the fire that Bandito is generating in the audience, when he came out, he won the fucking Dynamite Diamond ring this week. Like, what the fuck? This dude can do no wrong.
Right?
What's that?
He was proposed to by Brody.
Yes,
right
he was.
It's
pretty magic. You love to be there for the big moments. But yeah, I just think this guy, I've said it several times. I think he is on the 2016 to 2018 Kenny Omega thing right now, where he's so dialed in physically and mentally that he's like can defy physics at will almost, Who do you guys, if you wanted to pick for male wrestler of the year, Jeff, who would you pick?
Honestly, I'm with you. I'm with Bandito.
Yeah.
There are so many to choose from. Like, it could have been Fletcher, who's like a close second for me, but Bandito there's something about him that is so captivating. And not to take anything away from Fletcher, because he's also captivating, but Bandito just has this it factor that draws you in every time. He's not the biggest guy, he's not the smallest guy, but you're always wondering, how is he going to overcome the odds in this match against this guy? Or when he's in the tag team with Brody, you're like, he's the fast one and Brody's going to throw him around as the weapon, which is also fun to watch. And the fact that tag team worked so well, I've fallen in love with Bandito.
As have we all. Kasey, who would you pick?
I mean, I like Bandito. He's been amazing this year. I do have to do an honorable mention to Kyle Fletcher, who's also had a very good year. I think Takeshita's probably had the best year. He won the G1. He's currently the IWGP champion. He's if you're looking at a line graph, his trajectory is just going up. I think he's gonna have an even bigger 2026.
It's impossible to argue with that. I think that he was my number 2 pick for sure. If you had told me Takeshita's going to win the G1 and the IWGP World Heavyweight title, and you're still going to pick somebody above him, I would never have believed you. That's how great these fucking matches have been that Bandito's been in for me. And I mean, even the match they had with each other was absolutely incredible. So Takeshita's massively on the rise. I can't wait to see what 2026 is for him. Justin?
Okay, so let me first mention my honorable mentions. So in Japan, I would have to say Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroki Goto, and obviously Konosuke Takeshita. Because obviously they've had amazing matches, all their matches vying for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship have all been amazing, especially Goto before his short hiatus for Street Fighter, right?
Yes.
Another great mention would be, like you guys mentioned, Kyle Fletcher. From shaving his head, I felt like he reversed Samson does. He got stronger. His moveset just became more. It's more well intentioned in the ring. You know what I mean? He minor marking out. He would do that running corner rocket kick, right? He
Right.
never did that in ROH. And when he started doing that, and when he started using the Brainbuster as a finisher, holy shit! And that match that he had with Osprey when he brainbusted the shit out of him, amazing as well. But yeah, I would have to say I cannot argue. It's Bandito all over.
Yeah.
Interpromotionally in CMLL, everyone were chanting like "Si se puede." Everyone wanted him to be like the next AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Actually, I was also very kind of scared when he came back from his long hiatus, because like remember that first match he got back, I think he suffered a minor accident. I was like, oh shit, maybe Jericho did a toll on him or something like that. But
well, he bailed out Matt Cardona, and he bailed him out at the end of the match with Jericho because they were attacking him, and Bandito returned, and he did like a springboard drop kick, and he landed on his head, and he was clearly fucked up from it. And and then he was gone for like 3 weeks. I was like, oh God, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, he almost pulled a Wardlow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Comes back and immediately walks back out the door like Abe Simpson.
Oh my God. Yeah, but I was very concerned about that because I was like, I haven't seen the man in like years. Will he just be like a trainer? I'm happy to be proven wrong, and gladfully so. His matches against like Hechicero and CMLL and in AEW, holy shit. And just yesterday in Collision, he did like a crash driver, aka the Styles Clash powerbomb. That's a puro res move, like that. Amazing. But basically, like long story short, goes to show that he studies his opponents. He knows what to do. He knows how to counter his opponents. His core in general has been like very stable. So
unbelievable.
I would have to say top one for me.
Yeah.
No argument.
Yeah, I mean he's had one of those legendary years where I just think it's impossible to not at least have him somewhere in your top 5. I mean, like for me, the level of excitement the guy can generate, and I've seen him do this with crowds that didn't even know him at all, and he shows up and they're like, oh, who's this guy? And then by the end, everybody's like, Bandito, like, it's wild. So very cool. I have Takeshita as a runner up, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, not that I was forgetting Takeshita, because Big Take is Big Take. You cannot forget him. But, yeah.
Also, we are live streaming to our YouTube page, and I did not realize that. So my friend Tony Montoya, who has been a guest on the show a couple times, Tony's watching live. Hi, Tony. What's up, bud? But he says, who else is watching this Pooh Bear style? And by that, he means shirt, no pants. So
that's the only way to watch this show.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Tony, stay out of jail. But yeah, going back to, I think Kyle Fletcher, this guy's world title guy, like all the way. Did want to give a special shout out to that match he had with Hangman at All Out. That was a 38-minute main event. They beat the shit out of each other. There wasn't a boring moment in that entire match. It's one of my favorite matches of the year. It showed how far both of them had come. Hangman as the champion, making this guy look legit, and Fletcher earning that respect at the same time. And they both did their jobs beautifully. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I think Fletcher had to get out of the shadow of Ospreay, and so many people were like, oh, you're like him. And he's like, fuck no.
Well, know what's crazy is he turns on Ospreay at Wrestle Dream, and then the next month they have a match at Full Gear in 2024. And from that moment to now, this guy has just been a rocket. Like there is no ceiling for where he could go from here, but he was so much better than any of us expected. And he fucking beat Ospreay in that first match. He was in the playoffs last year in the C2. I mean, that's how much they believe in this guy. He's beaten Okada twice. So this is wild. But he's justified the whole thing. He's obviously ready for this. It's just so hard to believe because he's like 27 years old. Like, what the fuck?
Holy.
Insane.
Oh wow.
Fletcher is 27 years old. Like, that is wild. So, on the women's side, personally for me, there's one of two, and I think there's really only one that I could faithfully pick, and that would be Mercedes Moné. I can't think of anyone who's meant more to women's wrestling this year than Mercedes. There's been people who are equivalent in talent to Mercedes. I think Athena has a claim to that. I think Saya Kamatani is absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Like you said, Justin, she was the Tokyo Sports MVP this year. First time a Joshi has ever won that award in history. Right. Yeah. And that is a huge award in Japan. I mean, that is a very sought after honor. You know, the people like Okada, Tanahashi, you know, people like that win that award. So that was a really, really big deal that she won that. But Mercedes Moné traveling the globe, doing Dynamite, doing Collision, and going to remote places in Europe and all over the place. She at one point had 13 fucking titles, and she was just pissing off the dumbest people on the internet so much, and I loved every second of it.
It was beautiful.
Ultimo, all hail Ultimo Moné.
All hail Ultimo Moné. And she had so many great matches. You know, for me, I thought her match with Tony was incredible. Red Velvet, the two matches with her were incredible. The match with Momo at Revolution, fantastic. Yeah. All of her matches with Mina were great. All of her matches with Alex Windsor were great. Alex just took the Rev Pro title from her. And I say Mina for TBS champ. Honestly, you know, they've had 3 matches. She's defeated Mina 3 times. Mina would be a good pick to take it off her, I think. What about you, Justin? Who were the people who moved the needle the most for you?
Okay, so undoubtedly, obviously, like Monet, but Monet would have to be my top 2 actually, because I would have to say Saya Kamitani is my number 1. I'm a bit biased, obviously, but also because like as we all know, for the past 3-4 years, Bushi Road has been losing money. A lot of money because of the depreciation of the yen and the hyperinflation of the yen. Anyways, aside from that, New Japan has not been. I mean, it's been performing alright ever since Tanahashi became president, but at the same time, like it hasn't been as strong as Stardom. I had expected Stardom to like perform poorly after Hatman, pervy boy Hatman left, Roshi Ogawa. Right. But I'm glad that someone who's more like attuned to the product took over, Taro Okada, because I would have to say with Taro Okada's blessing, Kamitani had gotten like to top star status. Ogawa had not allowed her to be that star because of certain biases. You know how he is, you know, like I think you're fat, I think you gained a little bit of weight, I don't want you to be champion, whatever.
Such a piece of shit, man.
Yeah. But anyway, so Kamitani, long story short, she was able to attract a lot of fanfare, which is super rare compared to like, you know, New Japan. One of the big things she's done was attract a lot of people. She would like showcase herself in like, you know, variety shows and all over Japan, so much so that has powered, you know, the ticket sales of Stardom. Stardom has been the most consistent product in New Japan. Granted, like there's a lot of like haters with the booking all over on Twitter, but like whatever.
Those haters
I think it on
Twitter.
Yeah. But honestly, like it's been very, very effective. Like because of Saya Kamitani, like a lot of she brought back a televised Joshi match in Japan, which hasn't been done in years. And she has sold out she has sold out the Tokyo Dome as well, which is super rare. She was like the main driver for everything, you know. So but then also like sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what I was gonna say is she's a very rare commodity in pro wrestling, is being able these days to prove that you particularly are a draw. And Saya has done it this year. They lost Mayu Iwatani at the beginning of the year. They lost Tam as well. And that could have been doom, for that was a 1-2 punch nobody wants to sustain, is your some of your top stars, with Mayu being the top. And Saya has put that company on her back and just run with it. Jeff, who is the lady who stuck out to you, sir?
Okay. I'm going to preface this by saying it's strictly based on AEW, since I have not seen, and this is not to take anything away from the international women that are doing their thing, because from what I see, they're great. I just don't know enough to say. There have been so many women that have stood out. I mean, the how do I say this? The trajectory of Harley Cameron and where she's gone.
Oh yes.
And then you've got Toni Storm and this timeless gimmick that keeps evolving and changing. And I think we're going through from silent film era all the way through current. At some point, that's where we're going to be. I mean, you have Statlander, who just won the title. You've got Willow, who's paired with Harley. At the end of the day, it's Mercedes. And it's not just because she had all the titles. It's because she finally found her groove. And she has been so good, so instrumental, selfless, going to all these different promotions to be on the ticket. Yeah, she won the title, but she brought exposure to these smaller promotions who maybe weren't generating a lot of money. And now people are going, well, when's she going to come back? Let's buy a ticket and hope she's going to show up. And a lot of times she's just showing up and people are like, oh, I didn't know she was going to be here. So they're getting a surprise. It's not Mercedes Hogan. It's Mercedes Varnado trying to elevate women's wrestling like she said she was going to do. And the haters can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
100%. And this is what you have to do as a wrestler these days in order to truly win my undying devotion is you convince the audience that you are the character you play on TV, and these mouth breathing morons go online and start talking about you like you really are. And the people that have done it the best are the Young Bucks, Mercedes, and Kenny to a certain degree. And it makes me so happy because these people just out themselves as utter fucking numbskulls.
She has to have some sense of satisfaction knowing that she's getting under their skin, and she's got them in the palm of her hand.
Yeah.
But everything she's done is perfect. So I'm done.
Sorry to interrupt. No. Kasey.
No, Mercedes has had an amazing year. And even when she's a surprise in these promotions, like she wins the title, she's coming back to defend it.
Right.
At a future date, whether it's a month, whatever. And she's traveling all over the place. She just lost the Rev Pro title in the UK. She had a title from an Austrian promotion, like internationally going all over the place. That said, the one kind of inconsistent thing has been like there hasn't been a real build up to any of her title defenses. Her two challenges for the AEW women's title have had some build up, but defending the Rev Pro, there hasn't been a ton of build up to any of those matches or whatever. I have to give my Wrestler of the Year to Toni Storm. I mean, she was the AEW champion for most of the year. Her promos are always hilarious. Like, her matches are always good. I think overall she's had maybe as good a year as Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's hard to take anything away from Mercedes. By wearing Timeless Cafe shirt.
Nice.
Nice.
Serving up some slop tarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Red Velvet just came back. She's been gone for quite a long chunk of time there. Like, hopefully she'll have a good 2026.
Mhm.
Mina Shirakawa just signed with AEW.
Mhm.
And her and Tony were the Timeless Love Bombs. I did kind of think that they were going to end up winning the tag titles just because they got their own entrance music and
Yeah.
they started coordinating their outfits. So I was like, well, I think it's going to be them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got
Well,
it.
Go ahead.
I got to
Sorry.
give it to Tony Storm. She's hilarious. She's good in the ring. Like, all her promos are insane.
Well, and I wanted to extrapolate on that a little bit because I think, Tony gets so much notoriety for the character work, which is top notch, unparalleled. I've never seen a character like hers, and she has taken it to this level that I didn't even think was possible. And it's crazy in talking to other people how many people have said at the beginning, I thought, how long can this go on? Because that was my exact thought as well. Is just like, how long can you sustain this? And it turns out for fucking years, like she's done a really great job. And Tony, but the one thing I don't hear enough about with Tony is she like Saya or Mercedes or Athena? Is she that smooth? No. What I like about Tony is she's got this kind of brawler. She bumps like a motherfucker for everybody that she's opposed. We all love that Hollywood ending match, but if you go back and you watch the Australia match, look at those bumps Tony's taking with Mariah on the outside. She got her ass kicked, like in real life, like kicked her own ass to get that match over. She's bled like crazy. Tony's a great worker, and it's just a very different kind of worker than a Mercedes or Athena or Saya,
Yeah. And when she came back as rookie Tony Storm,
yes,
like, she got everyone behind her. Everyone just kind of was like, yep, this is what we're doing.
It was
this
organic.
is her first time. This is her first time in AEW.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, she does everything so well that she's involved in, and she throws 100% of herself at it. Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, let me just predicate like the fact that like Tony Storm had been like nothing has been disappointing with Tony Storm for the whole year. Like she could do anything, like from stiff matches to like death matches, especially the Hollywood ending. Holy shit,
dude! Yes.
But also like and also like it's been great seeing how like her character evolved from like like what Jeff said, like from like that what do you call that, like those 1920 like still films, black and
like
white,
classic Hollywood. Yeah
to like I'm a feminist Tony Storm, and then like it's been great. And also like where was I going with this? She's been very selfless with the women's division. And I just have to say, like, I have not seen that in other promotions for a long time. I mean, I have seen it obviously, but like for a promotion as big as AEW, wow, like she's very selfless. She's been using her championship reigns as like as an avenue for like for people to like challenge her and whatever, and it shows. Like I've been enjoying the women's division partly because of her.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I think the way she put over Stat, she lost the title in like a multi-woman match, but she took the pin still. And then the next month she straight up got beat, and like that. And then Mercedes did the same thing for Stat. And so that between the two of them, they're like, it's not the big two anymore in this division. It's the big three, like Stat is on our level. And, we've seen that up and down the roster in AEW from all sides. Look at John Moxley right now. Like the Young Bucks did the same thing, after they lost at All In. But while we're talking about the Young Bucks, yes, please.
Last thing about Tony Storm. So if you scroll on YouTube and on TikTok, like if you see like how casual fans react to AEW, they all say this. I started watching AEW because of Timeless Tony Storm, and I stayed because of her. And I've kept on watching because of the other wrestlers that I've been watching along the way. So that just goes to show her amazing star power.
Yes. Yeah. I think she's become one of their biggest stars in general, like
Oh yeah.
from either side. Like she's immediately recognizable. I think the YouTube clips and the GIFs and the little clips that people would see of her really got people enticed who don't watch wrestling, and she stands out so easily. She's like the female Orange Cassidy, basically, is like, don't start people off with Kenny or Okada or Will. Start people off with like Tony and Orange Cassidy so they can see like these people aren't acting like this is all real,
There's not
They're
a day that goes by where I don't think of that line where she goes, "You think that I forgot
Oh
that
my
collision
God.
promo?" I
Yep.
still get chills thinking about it.
So good. Oh man, I just got chills thinking about it now myself. So you think I've forgotten? And man, I mean, and then you get the Hollywood ending, which we will talk more about that coming up. But I was just talking about the Young Bucks, and I think we should shift gears to talk about the best tag team or tag teams of 2025. I think, quite honestly, it would come down to three teams for me. It's either the Young Bucks, it's FTR, or it's Brodito. I got to mark Brodito down a little bit because they were only formed in like August, So like they weren't a team for most of the year, but they made such an immediate impact that it's hard to deny how good they were and how important they were. They were on every episode of Dynamite once they were tag champs. I mean, that's a sign of like Tony needs you guys because you're doing something that people like. And then there's FTR and the Young Bucks, and I really think it comes down to what style you prefer. I love that these guys are like dyed in the wool opposites, but they're equally good at what they do. FTR, I thought, had a string of tag matches that was fucking fantastic from top to bottom. This is maybe the best year of their career in a lot of ways because I think turning heel, being reunited or uniting with Stokely did so much for FTR.
Oh yeah.
But stylistically, the Young Bucks are my guys. They haven't had a fucking dull moment on screen all year. Every match has been so good. And I will say, like, you have Tony Storm versus Mercedes at All In, and you have Hangman and Mox at All In, and both those matches were incredible. But right there with them is the Young Bucks versus Swerve and Ospreay. That entrance, the whole thing, and then the whole Broke Bucks thing that followed it. Absolutely incredible shit. Just incredible shit. I would pick the Young Bucks. Kasey, who would you pick?
I mean, the Young Bucks have had just a fun year. Going from like the over the top EVP stuff to the Broke Bucks to kind of reuniting with Kenny now. And their matches have been phenomenal the entire time. And FDR, like, they had that kind of awkward babyface thing, and then they got hooked up with Stokely, and they've been firing on all cylinders again. And Brodito was such a fun pairing. And I guess, Brody and Bandito knew each other before. So it's not like they were complete strangers when they started tagging together. But I'm gonna give it to Willow and Harley, the Babes of Wrath.
Nice. Okay.
One, because I'm not a misogynist, and two, Willow and Harley they're so charismatic. You want to like them. I think Willow might be one of the best baby faces in the company.
Yep.
Harley can do both. She's had some kind of heelish moments, but they're very likable. They're coordinating their gear. They're working on their tag team moves. They had that match yesterday, where they did the piggyback like swanton
Mm-hmm.
thing where Harley's on Willow's back, and then that they're developing they're developing their own like double team moves, and it's been really fun to watch them, even though they've been tagging for just the last part of the year now.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, and thank you for making the show woke and not being a misogynist like me. I really appreciate that. Justin.
I don't know. Do I still want to talk to a misogynist? No, I'm joking. Yeah. So for the men's side, I would have to say the Bucks, because given how tenured they are in the company, I would given how they co-founded the company, one would expect oh, they're just gonna do their greatest hits. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. But no, they've done the best of 7. They've been refreshing their character again and again and again and again, and they've been doing crazy spots, they're very refreshing just in general. And I truly enjoyed how they somehow gave us all a history lesson when they were coming out of the ring as the Broke Bucks. There were there was Generation Me from TNA.
Oh,
there was
God,
Matt Buck and Nick Buck from from their trampoline wrestling days. And just basically the whole thing. And I would have to say, if they function more like the Hardys, I would have to say that them individually could also be amazing singles wrestlers, especially Nick Jackson.
Yep.
What a worker that guy. I keep on highlighting him every single time he does those locomotion moves. From it's 20 seconds of fun basically. I can't. So that I would have to say they fit they fit my preference more in the men's division. Obviously, I've been enjoying Jet Speed a lot. Cope and Christian, if they did someone get injured, I think I forgot. But anyways,
no, Copeland was filming something.
Right.
Percy
FTR,
Jackson.
yeah.
Percy Jackson.
Voilà. And but for the women's division, I would have to say it would have to be honorable mention Alex Windsor and Riho.
They were
Their
fun.
dynamic has been. Maybe I've only seen them for 2 matches, but I really enjoyed. I wish they had more TV time, but it was basically Windsor using Riho as a projectile, and
I know
love
that was
seeing
awesome.
But yeah, I would have to say Babes of Wrath right now. I wish I could say Ty J, but maybe next year, But Babes of Wrath, it's been very organic. I would have to say.
Sign that extension,
they-
Anna J.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, Babes of
Stay with
Wrath
your man.
for now.
Yeah. Jeff, what about you?
It's as much as I love FTR because they're that old school, hard nosed tag team that I grew up loving. Just, no flips, just fists. That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Although Cash sometimes
they're full of
does
shit.
that.
Yeah.
You liar. You fucking liar. Putting them with Stokely, I think, was the perfect move because for me personally, FTR was stale as baby faces. I was like, okay, we need heel FTR because that's when they're their best. Similar to the Bucks. I enjoy the Bucks when they're heels. So this whole evil EVP, arrogant asshole dick Bucks, it was so perfect. So it's the Bucks for me. Everything they did, their rise as, these dickish EVPs to their downfall being the broke Bucks. And watching the little on-screen graphic every week, just giving them more shit. It was so good. And now seeing them reunite as the Elite, I'm like, okay, we've earned the right to see this now. The growth they've had to go from being these dicks and having to learn a lesson. It's just been so good all around. And the wrestling is always great, but they've even gotten better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how they've been doing this for so long, and they've gotten in the best shape I've ever seen them in,
Yeah.
and just killing it
Yeah.
every
I
time.
think that's the thing that none of the rest of us mentioned is like they are in incredible shape. And I think that that's really added another dimension to the Bucks. But yeah, they've created new tag team moves, you know, that crazy, what is it? The jumping, like Nick like jumps off the top and stomps the guy, and then it turns into a power bomb that Matt does. Like,
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
And then of course I want to, on the women's side, it's going to be Babes of Wrath, simply because I feel like them winning. Maybe the plan was different. Maybe Tony saw just how good Harley has been progressing. Because you look at these matches and she has only gotten better. There hasn't been any real slip up with her performance if you watch the trajectory she's on.
Right.
So I almost feel like this was a reward for her and the hard work. Because I had tears in my eyes when they won for Harley, because I'm like, this is her first title. This is her first chance to really show what she can do. And she's proven that she deserves to be there. Willow already established that as TBS champ. We know Willow's going to do great things. Willow is amazing. I never want her to turn heel.
I don't think she will.
It's not going to work. And
No.
I will personally go after Tony Khan if he ever has her turn heel.
You hear that, you slippery bastard? No, I have to agree with Kasey. I think that Willow is one of the best baby faces they have, period. On either side of the coin. Just so you can all see that I have a heart and that I do care about women's tag team wrestling. I'll pick one. I would say, as far as, I really liked the Timeless Love Bombs. I really liked that team. I liked the way they worked together. I thought it showed a different side of Toni Storm, which was nice to see, you know, like her doing the modern dance and like how coordinated their entrance was and everything. So good. I love the classic Joshi name of it. And Mina calling Tony her husband is also very, very funny. But I think that I hope they stay together. I really do, because they are really powerful. They're not wrestling together on this World's End. And that's a little sad to me, because I would love to see more than just one women's tag team match, you know, like even on the pre-show, whatever, like make it happen though. Cause like, they've really got to just invest in this division for the foreseeable future for a long time. You got to have those belts defended a ton. I love that Athena and Mercedes are challenging Babes of Wrath. That's going to be a formidable obstacle for them. And once again, folks, we will be reviewing that entire show. It'll be out on Monday. But Babes of Wrath have been absolutely incredible. What a pairing.
A special shout out to all the women that were in that tag tournament. And I was really looking forward to Bane and Ford as a tag team. And it really sucked that Ford got hurt. But you slot Shafir in there and then let her just be, because Bane's was like the muscle and the scary one with Ford. Right. And then she's not the scary one anymore when you have Shafir in there, who is terrifying.
Yes.
And I'm more scared of her than I am anyone else in the Death Riders.
Yeah.
I'm like Moxley. Okay. Claudio scares me, but Shafir, I'm like, she will murder you.
Yeah. She will murder
without
you.
hesitation. I mean, she stomped her foot in glass.
Yeah.
In the blood and guts match. And I was like, okay, this bitch is hardcore. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. She stomped her foot in glass. And then, yeah, yes. By the way, Fuki Mama, fuck yo mama actually is the username. Okay. I see it now. We are streaming live. It's an accident. We didn't intend to do this. It's an accident that I made, and I'm man enough to say so. But yes, no, Marina Shafir, absolutely fucking terrifying. I would take on an entire army of fucking orcs and goblins before I would even entertain the possibility of taking her on. Yeah. Okay, so we've talked tag teams. Let's talk for a minute about breakout stars. I think we're probably going to mention a lot of the same people, because the best wrestlers this year seem to be people who like stepped up a level, you know? just to throw a few out there that we've already talked about, Bandito, obviously, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita on the men's side, Harley Cameron as well, Megan Bain, Alex Windsor, a few that we didn't mention yet. I think Ricochet's had a breakout year this year, where, you know, he was always a great wrestler, just always. He's always had the physical tools. But this son of a bitch is so entertaining now. It's like if the Young Bucks were a singles wrestler, they'd be Ricochet. Like the Broke Bucks, you know, like that's basically Ricochet. And what I loved about it is he is a real heel. He is not cool at all. He is a fucking nerd who talks a lot of shit, but has these two giant dudes who back him up. And he is absolutely outstanding as the national champion. It was the perfect person to put that belt on. He could be a mid-card guy his whole run and still be one of the most important people in the company. You don't even need him to win the world title. And the week before he won the national title, he fucking lost to Bobby Lashley in like less than 1 minute. Like, he got totally punked. So, and he lost nothing in doing so. It actually added to his character. And that, you know, Ricochet, Moxley, Mercedes, the Bucks, you know, all these guys are showing like you can go on a downslide. You can look horrifically stupid and actually come out ahead. So, so I would pick, you know, all those folks were breakout stars. I'm not sure, you know, who would be the biggest one. And with the C2, we got to say Kevin Knight and Speedball both really, really, really showed out and showed the world that, hey, they are a fucking legit, both formidable singles competitors. I really do hope Speedball stays together Jet Speed stays together for a while, because I would love to see them be the tag champs, honestly. It'd be kind of cool if they took it off FTR. Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, you're muted. Still not hearing you. Let's see what's okay. Kasey.
Yo.
Breakout stars.
God, Kevin Knight has really shown up. Like, his in-ring work has been amazing. He's had really good matches. In with this, in the C2, outside the C2 with the Jet Speed tag team. You know, he hasn't had a ton of mic work yet. I don't know if they don't trust him on the mic yet, or if, you know, there just hasn't been any organic opportunities for it. He's been, I think he's one of the top like breakout people.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, he had the TNT title run. Megan Bain has been really fun since joining the company.
Yeah.
Alex Windsor. She's been having a pretty good year. She just won the Rev Pro title off of Mercedes.
Yeah.
Harley Cameron, just an incredible year. You know, she challenged Mercedes for the TBS title. Had a good series of matches with her, and Minnie Monet is also a huge breakout star this year.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And Tekla, and I really messed when Tony Schiavone was calling her Spider Tekla. He thought like the toxic was like the nickname part.
Yeah,
Spider Tekla was her like full name.
Yeah, her name is Spider Tekla, and it just toxic was in quotations.
I miss that so much.
Oh, bless Schiavone.
Tekla is somebody who seems like they're carved out of stone to be a star in America. Like, holy shit. Justin, what were your thoughts on Tekla?
Okay, so Tekla, I've fallen in love with her ever since she debuted at Ice Ribbon.
Yeah.
Small women's promotion. And then when
Mhm.
she moved to Stardom, became part of like Donna Del Mundo, and then now part of Hate.
Mhm.
And when she beat up Tara Okada, the president,
Yeah.
that cracked me up.
Mhm.
But like, yeah. Anyway, so but now that she's in AEW with like the Triangle, I would have to say like give. I love that she's been like holding out on some of her moves. Some
Mhm.
of her starter moves she hasn't even featured
Right.
in AEW television yet. And when she does, I will pop and I will release the edging. But anyways, no, but yeah, like with Tekla, right? Like she's been consistent with her moves. She's been amazing. Always on cue. So
Yeah.
I expect really great things. I think she'll be my next TBS before Mina. Actually,
Okay. Okay. I
yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
it. I can see it. And I think she is the tallest 5'1" person I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because she holds herself like a fucking giant, and when she walks
She
out there,
yeah, she gives me a Scrappy Doo energy,
very much,
like
yeah,
yeah.
yep. And she just walks out there like she owns the fucking place, and she's been like that since the day she debuted. Like there has
Yeah.
been no hesitance in her, and yeah, and they've kept her away from a lot of the big matches that they could make with her, which makes me feel like they have big plans for her.
Yeah.
So I also like that they kind of kept her out of the tag team stuff, and they let the Sisters of Sin
Hmm.
take that. She's kind of the obvious leader of the group, and I like that because she should be. She should be. Jeff, who's kind of broken out for you this year?
Man, there's so many. This everyone you've named. I mean, from Harley to Bandito, Fletcher. There's so many. Tekla,
Mm-hmm.
like I hear you say it all the time, and you said it here. She carries herself like she's like 10 feet tall,
Yeah,
and it is. She commands attention when she enters, and she's like, "Look, I'm fucking here now. I'm
yeah,
the star. You will pay
yeah,
attention to me, and I'm gonna tear shit down." And she does every time.
yeah,
She's
Hmm.
also kind of almost as frightening as Marina Shafir.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It's
she is.
really
Oh yeah, when you go on her Instagram and see her just shooting like a semi-automatic weapon, or like just like the shit she does for fun, it's like
Or
it's like,
check her
okay, yep,
stardom. Check her stardom gallery. Like when she does like certain moves, insane.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to do that.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
I think for me, just strictly because of what he went through and how he was pigeonholed so badly in
mm-hmm,
WWE, it's Ricochet.
mm-hmm,
Because
Yes.
this man has taken the ball, ran with it, dunked on everybody that said he couldn't do a promo, that he was only flips and can't do any wrestling. This
mm-hmm,
man has proven everybody wrong, proven that
mm-hmm.
WWE had no idea what they had in him.
Right.
He's proving why Lucha Underground was putting the top title on him as when he was Prince Puma.
Mm-hmm.
And going back
Hmm.
and seeing the stuff before that, his matches with Osprey before that, he has been
Yeah.
given the opportunity and he has taken every
Agree.
moment of it. It's very similar to what Swerve did when Tony
Mm-hmm.
Khan was
Yeah.
like, I need somebody that I can rely on. And Swerve was like, yeah, I'm right here. And then
Right.
Swerve is your champ. Ricochet was given the opportunity. I feel like Tony was like, hey, show us what you can do. And he was like, yeah, got it. Starting from him being punked
Yeah.
as the little nerdy guy by the Hurt Syndicate to now
Mhm.
being this dickish chicken shit heel hiding behind GOA in the demand.
Right. Right.
It's that's it for me. And this is not taking anything away from anyone else.
Hmm.
It's just to see this man actually seem like he's having fun and not relegated to Twitter matches.
Right.
He's
Right. He's not
really
competing for the speed title.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Yes,
he
definitely.
deserved that national title. And I'm excited to see not only how long is he going to hold it, but where he's going to show up to defend it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It
What
definitely
I
seemed like when Ricochet was in WWE that they wanted a safe, generic, like superhero flippy guy for
Yep.
the younger audience.
You know, it seems to me like Vince had sniffed his own farts for so long and been told that they smelled great that he just looked at somebody like Pac, or he looked at Ricochet and he said, "This is the guy you're going to be." And that's as high as you were ever going to get. He made up his mind in 30 seconds and never would entertain the idea of seeing you beyond that. And what we're seeing with so many of the people who came from that era of WWE in AEW is just watching them blow right past all that, you know?
Yeah, and real quick, I want to say with Pac, I don't even see him as that Adrian Neville character anymore.
No,
that is so far removed.
Yeah,
from I think this is the
Neville.
Pac that was there before, and they saw him were like, well, we
Yeah.
can't have you be so hard edged. So can you be a superhero because you can do high flying stuff?
Yep.
He was like,
Yeah, they said
"You're giving me
Vince
a
had-
paycheck, fine."
Yeah, and Vince had an affinity for what they called a Mickey Mouse character, which is like a small guy who's kind of a superhero who can fly all over the place. And he just clearly tried to make Neville that.
I mean,
But now when you hear a
Pac
promo and you hear him call himself the bastard, and I mean, it's just amazing. Justin.
Yes. So basically, like I have to say, like both Ricochet and Pac, I have a lot of praises to give them because they're both from Dragon Gate, and given how they were presented in the WWE NXT whatever, like it's a very far cry from what they used to be. If you see
Right.
them, if you see Ricochet and fucking PWG, he's always been this chicken shit guy. He would like insult the fans, he would insult like the announcers, and I'm glad to see that on national TV for everyone to enjoy. Dare I say, slightly even better than MJF lately.
I think
Because
so.
like he's not relying on the same thing every single time. It's very original in my opinion. And with Pac as well, right? Like with Pac, he's always been like a very dangerous heel. In Dragon Gate, he was part of this red faction. It's called Red. But anyways, like I'm glad to see some of his like powerhouse moves like come back, and I'm glad to see like how devastating they can be. In the like lately, we've been watching his like that fucking lariat that he does.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. And
Loving
people were like saying like I love seeing the change of pace for Pac, and I'm like, yes, I agree. Given like the amount of like extensive injuries that he had, like I think he was able to like he was able to synthesize all of his moves and tweak it in such a way that he could like perform longer, but at the same time bring out the best moves that he's got whenever it's like a high stakes match. And I see it a lot, and it makes sense with his current character, which I really enjoy, even if he doesn't talk a lot. I mean, he's been talking, but like but it makes sense as overall.
When I saw
So, yeah.
the match with Fletcher in Manchester, he's in front of his home country, it's clearly a pro Pac crowd. And I loved how he brought all of his shit out, and even some shit he never does. Like he did a fucking moonsault to the outside. You don't see Pac doing that shit. Even a year ago, he wouldn't have done that.
He's even
so like
stopped doing the Black Arrow so much. So
yeah, he barely ever does it.
Yeah.
And his finisher is primarily the brutalizer. And
which is
I like that.
awesome.
Because he is a little fucking sadist in the first place. He just likes punishing people because he's a fucking bastard. And and I love it. I love it. So let's get to some matches of the year. This year is so chock full of great matches. I mean, it really, really is. So I'm going to name a few that stood out to me that maybe wouldn't be the first things you think of. I thought Nick Wayne versus El Desperado at Best of the Super Juniors was a really great match. That was just a ton of fun. Really, really fun match. I also thought that Takeshita and Ishii at Wrestle Dynasty had a fucking crazy good match. Just crazy, 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 crazy good. Because Takeshita had fought Shingo the night before. And it was a great match, but they didn't give it the same time they gave Ishii and Takeshita. And those two just made some fucking magic together. And then I'll name one more, I'm going to say the women's blood and guts match. That was outstanding.
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
The build for it. Fuck Yo Mama says Takeshita versus Ospreay at Spring Breakthrough. Yes. Hell yes. Anytime you get Will and Konosuke Takeshita in the same ring, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Justin, I know you're going to have a lot to add to this conversation.
Yeah. So let me start off with what happened in June 1, Best of Super Junior Finals. Yo versus Kosei Fujita.
Yeah.
Yo brought out all the finishers of his Chaos mates. Even when Chaos doesn't exist anymore, he brought it back, brought a tear to my eye. And Kosei Fujita was splendid, tremendous. Another favorite of mine was obviously like the loser retires match, Stardom, Saya Kamitani versus Cam Nakano, and and honestly, like Hechicero versus Bandito in CMLL, where he almost like injured his shoulder, but more importantly, the ROH match, the pay-per-view match that they had. I think it was Death Before Dishonor. Oh my god! I think
so. Yeah.
Yeah. What a match! I was
insane stuff. Insane stuff. Kasey, what about you? What matches grabbed you?
The women's blood and guts match was a lot of fun. A lot of really cool stuff in it. The Marina Shafir throwing the mirror at Toni Storm as she was like charging into the corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Marina stomping her bare foot into the glass to stomp on Marina or to stomp on Mina. That was brutal and insane. Tony and Mariah May, the Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah. The whole like their whole storyline, like coming into the year, was great. It's too bad Mariah got banished for being clumsy.
A lifetime of mediocrity.
She's just dropping stuff all over. I guess.
God.
Yeah. Including titles that she's not supposed to drop.
Yeah. Ospreay and Fletcher. Their cage match at Evolution was really good. I guess Ospreay might be back in like 6 months or so.
I've heard a lot of different things. Just come back when you're ready, man.
Yeah.
Come back when you're ready, because I can't wait to see him in the ring again.
Yeah, don't rush it.
I would love it if he wrestled for the world title at All In this year. They're going to be back in the UK.
Great. Yeah.
Come on. I mean,
I might go.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's just like near,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to cross the English Channel, and that's so easy now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But you got to swim. That's the only caveat. Start training. Jeff, what about you? What jumped out and kicked you in the nuts this year?
There's two specifically that are the top for me, but I do want to give the Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve.
Yeah,
was really fun, and it was just amazing to watch. I mean, anything Bandito did was awesome. The Brodito stuff, the Hollywood ending, of course, amazing. But the two that I keep coming back to, one, I'm going to say it first, the women's blood and guts match.
Yeah.
Because even though there were veterans in there like Mercedes and such, we got to see like Sky Blue bleed the entire match.
Yeah.
But prove that she's tough as shit. Mina proved that she can take a beating. I mean, how hard was Megan Bain hitting her with that belt while she was being choked out? Everything about the women's blood and guts match is everything I've ever wanted a blood and guts match to be.
Yeah.
And it made the men's match, while it was still good, pale in comparison for me.
Absolutely. Yep.
The men still did great, but the women outshined, outclassed,
Mhm.
out wrestled the men that night.
Yep.
And
Yes,
I
they did.
agree.
the top for me is Hangman Moxley and All In.
Yeah.
I've been
yeah.
hooked into the Hangman story from day one of AEW.
Yeah.
This story is ever evolving. Hangman is still in that same story.
Mm-hmm.
And
We,
seeing him, he's the main character.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
seeing
And
him dethrone Mox.
yeah. And
It
to have his
was-
redemption arc really played out the way it always should have played out. It
Mhm.
felt like closing the book for real on the CM Punk shit, you know, where it's just like, I will say to the forever that was the beginning. That was the single worst decision Tony Khan ever made, was to take the belt off Hangman and put it on
Punk.
Punk, you
Yeah.
know, because he
Yeah.
didn't need it in the first place. We got a bunch of sickos in the chat, y'all. So Shane is in the chat and he said something that I totally agree with. Fresh hat blade. Yes. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. Fuck Yo Mama says the Hollywood ending is the best match of the year, regardless of gender. Hard to argue. Lifetime of Mediocrity is the best line ever, especially watching the fallout for Blake Monroe. That is Blake Monroe's, like, that is going to be her, like, CM Punk, the Moxley thing, where he said, you know, soft, fragile mind, fragile ego, that whole thing.
Mhm.
It's a fucking burn that's just going to follow her for a really long time.
It was unintentionally prophetic.
Yeah. And Bex the Destroyer in the house. And she says that herself right there on the screen. What's up, Bex? Bex is back from Japan. If you haven't, and you're listening to this later or watching it later, make sure you go listen to Bex. Listen to her show. She has Books and Bex and Don't Call Me Diva, which are two excellent shows about women's wrestling that I highly recommend. Bex also makes a great point in the chat. Sky Blue is the silent most improved of the year. She was certainly the MVP of the women's blood and guts match. I don't think that's even debatable. Fuck Your Mama says Mercedes versus Momo was fire. That is on the list of mine. That was such a stiff fucking match. And I'm pretty sure Momo caught Mercedes flush with something at one point. That was really, really good. A few others, Bandito versus Takeshita in their ROH match was fucking amazing. Hangman versus Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing. You know, I actually prefer this slightly to the Moxley match, only because it's just a wrestling match. And it shows really how great Hangman Page is. You know, how this guy just doesn't have a bummer match. Like, he can do anything. And with anyone, you know, the match he had with Fletcher at All Out, the match he had, the two matches with Joe, he had another great match with Mox a few weeks after All In. Absolutely incredible. Kasey.
Yeah, Bex reminded me, Sky Blue in the Blood and Guts match, just drenched in blood. It was something like 10 out of the 12 women in that match were wearing white.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And then Sky Blue just immediately covered.
Within 2 minutes. Yeah.
She was so happy when she started bleeding. You could see her like smile.
Yeah.
Smile.
She was probably really mad that they didn't get to do any fire stuff in the Blood and Guts match because Darby got thrown through a flaming table. So
yeah, they're like, look, your match is going to be better, but we're going to have this one spot for Darby. And Sky was probably like, well, can I at least light the table on fire or something? Like, they're like, no, Gabe Kidd's going to do that. But also another match or two here that I had on the sheet. Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Kingdom was
Tanahashi cried.
Oh my God.
My
Right,
ace
and just narrowly avoided getting his head shaved too. So that's an
Yeah.
inside joke for the sickos, all of whom pretty much were here when that joke was made. But yeah, we just were spoiled this year. We had an incredible year, but I think Kenny versus Gabe, it was my match of the year till about May. And now I have no idea which one actually I would put above. I think Mercedes versus Tony Storm was way up there too. Both just really, really great shit. And I think Fletcher got made in that cage match as well when he's like, fuck you, I hate you, you know, like with Osprey. That was like the moment where he like absolutely became his own guy, you know, detached from Osprey. Jeff?
I just want to say real quick, I will fully admit my love and putting the Mox Hangman All-In match at the top of my list for the year is not based on wrestling, because there are other matches that out wrestled this match.
Yeah,
this is strictly based on my love of the story, my love of the Hangman character, and that emotional high of seeing him open that fucking briefcase and damn near have tears in his eyes, pulling it out for everybody to finally see.
Yeah,
it was kind of like watching the Avengers films and getting that Endgame moment at the end where everything comes together.
Yes.
It was like that, but pro wrestling, and not knocking anyone who loves the Marvel stuff, way better than that, because it's fucking Hanger.
Right.
Leaves his plants.
That's true. Both scientifically and metaphorically.
Grammatically.
Yeah, Fuck Yo Mama did add that Omega versus Kid was their match of the year until Takeshita Osprey and Mystico versus MJF, another fucking incredible match. Mystico gushed like a mofucker, and got the big win over Max. Shane mentions that Bobby's debut was a big deal, and it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, it was just a real good year of wrestling, y'all. So lastly, before we head out of here, let's talk about show of the year. I have one pick. You could pick others, but I think All In was the show. This was the first time, you know, there was the scope of the audience that felt like a WrestleMania sized crowd in the previous years, right? But this was the first year where the card itself felt like how I used to think of a WrestleMania, which is like that magical day where like all the coolest shit you want to see happen is going to happen. And it all happened in one night. You know, we got Tony and Mercedes, you got the Young Bucks versus Swerve and Osprey, you got MJF, you got Hangman versus Mox. Also, by the way, that moment at the end where Mox does the quick tap, like, that motherfucker planned that moment from the very beginning. He was like, oh, yeah, it's going to look like I'm about to die. And then I do the tap. Like, I'm really proud of Mox because I think he's actually developed a love for tapping out because he's done it a lot this year where he had really not done it very often. Fuck You Mama said one more match. Ricochet versus Swerve was a masterpiece. Fuck yeah, it was. Justin, what was your show of the year?
Before I say those, just to add, like, regarding the Mox thing, the Mox spot tapping out, it was, number one, very, very satisfying for all of us, given how pissed off we are with the Death Riders, and I knew this was gonna happen. You know, I knew it was going to have like a very satisfying ending, and goddamn, it did. So All In general, yes, I would have to say in maybe top 3 shows this year. I had to go outside of AEW at that point because for my other top 2. But yeah, All In from start to finish, especially when they whistled, when the girl whistled before Hangman's theme, and then when
that was
Hangman's
so dope.
face team came back. Oh my god, yeah,
dope.
I knew it was going to happen at some point, but when it did happen, when the Texas crowd started like chanting, it was amazing. All right, top second show would be DDT Wrestle Peter Pan. That's the name of the pay-per-view. Yeah, so
nice.
There were two two nights. The first night was amazing. Jun Akiyama was wrestling like a motherfucker again, and then this was also Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match with Dan Shokudino, like that pervy gay guy. That's his
Yeah.
gimmick, but like he was, it was a very emotional match, so it was great. And Zack Saber was also there.
Mhm.
He had a moment with the referee kissing and whatever, but it was great. The second show for me would be Stardom All Star Grand Queendom. This was when Kamitani retired Tam Nakano.
Yeah.
This was also when like a lot of things happened all around the roster when, and
Mhm.
this for me was like a total pivot from what was happening from the Ogawa era to the Okada era of Stardom.
Yes.
So
100%.
so I would have to say that. And yeah, those are my top three shows.
All right. Kasey, what do you got?
Um, All In was amazing.
Mhm.
I think that's probably got to be my pick. But I do want to shout out Wrestle Dream because it had
Mhm.
a lot of fun matches on it.
It
They
did.
just because of the scheduling and stuff, they really couldn't do a lot of interpromotional stuff this year.
Mhm.
Um, but you did have Chris Statlander doing a one-on-one match with Tony Storm to retain
Mhm.
the women's championship. Um, I I like Statlander. She's been, you know, one of my favorites since I started watching AEW.
Yeah.
Um, proud proud of her for winning the championship. Um, she she's been great. She had two devastating knee injuries,
Mhm.
that sidelined her for a little while. Um, I I think she's out of ACLs to tear, so she should be good.
Yeah. She's been back for
But
a
yeah,
long time now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, she was the first TBS and world title holder
Mhm.
for the women, um, or like TV title. Samoa Joe did it on the men's side. But yeah, Wrestle Dream. You had Mercedes and Mina Shirakawa.
Mhm.
Um, that was the winner take all. She got the Mercedes won the interim ROH Women's TV Championship.
Mhm.
Brodito and Okada and Takeshita doing a tag match. And that was when Samoa Joe won the world title off of Hangman.
Yep.
Like, a lot of good matches.
Yeah.
On Wrestle Dream. Like, every pay-per-view in AEW has been really good this year. I think
Insane.
All In, I think that's the top. And Wrestle Dream,
Mhm.
I got to give, like, runner-up.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff.
Unfortunately, I've only seen very few pay-per-views this year.
Okay. Okay.
Circumstances beyond my control, so it's going to go back to All In.
Yeah.
Simply because I felt the beginning of the year ramped up to All
Mhm.
In.
Mhm.
It tied up a bunch of stories that we had been waiting to be tied up, started some new ones moving forward, and then since then they haven't really taken their foot off the gas. There's been some
Mhm.
instances where they've coasted a little bit, but
Mhm.
then they pick right back up, and there's no
Yeah.
real lulls. We're not getting the "where's the Death Riders going now" thing
Right.
anymore.
Right.
Everything is like, okay, you're getting this is where it's going to go. And it also started where different things were branching out and kind of crossing over more.
Mhm. Yes.
So everything is, it's not, you're in the world title picture, you don't interact with anyone else.
Mhm.
There's all this crossover happening, and then you've got the women beating up the men at some point, and it's like,
Yep.
but yeah, All In just because it was like everything wrapped that we had been waiting to wrap, and then it started so much more, and since then everything has just been fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think that a few other notable shows this year. I thought that AEW and New Japan doing Wrestle Dynasty was a fantastic show. Um, with a match on it that I thought was criminally unheralded this year was Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr. was a fantastic
Amazing.
match. Just two dudes talking shit to each other the entire fucking time. And Sabre tapping Ricochet, but man, it could have gone either way. That they looked like they were having fun. I mean, that was a really, really fun show. And we were also fresh off the high of, Kenny returning the night before. Also, I think was it Brody versus David Finlay was the match, I think. Was a lot of fun. There was there was a lot of good stuff happening on that show. And then Revolution was absolutely incredible. Takeshita versus Omega. You had the Will Ospreay cage match with Fletcher. So much good stuff. So Beck says she thinks hers is all out, and it's hard to disagree, especially because we were talking about Beck's earlier. I'm not sure if you were here, but Hangman versus Fletcher is criminally under-discussed. That's a match of the year candidate, in my opinion. Kyle Fletcher could be the world champion this time next year, and I wouldn't be surprised even anymore.
Not at all.
So this has been our first unintentional live episode of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. Kasey, did you have anything more to add?
Yeah. Because it got brought up in the chat. Like breakout wise, Bozilla, Persephone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like their AW's recent partnership with CMLL has been a lot of fun. Mascara Dorada as well.
Yeah.
Coming over, having matches on AEW has been great.
Well, I'm breaking the mold with these dual contracts too. I want Persephone to have a dual contract for sure.
Shuri.
Oh my God, please. I just don't think it'll happen. But I would love it if Shuri had a double contract. Holy shit.
Or Bozilla
and then
at the very least. Yeah.
Bozilla. Yes. Bozilla, I think, is got all this potential, just crazy amounts of potential. And that 4-way match that Fuck Yo Mama in the chat brought up, where basically the entire match was just everyone else in the match putting her over, selling the impossibility of really doing anything with Bozilla until they finally figured it out because they all teamed up on her. But they made her look so powerful in a 15-minute match. They did all the work that you needed to do, and they were all united in trying to get her over more with the American audience. So I hope Tony Khan has an inside track on Bozilla, because I'm going to be real pissed if she ends up in the other place. Jeff, what about you? You got anything more to add?
I just want to say, I think this has also been the year for AEW to show for their wrestlers, men's side and women's side, to show how selfless they actually are.
Yes.
It's like even mentioning Mercedes in that 4-way match being part of the ones to give Bozilla the spotlight. Mercedes and Tony being selfless to elevate Statlander. Hangman in his match with Fletcher. Fletcher lost nothing and was elevated in that match. Everyone on that roster who in the AEW locker room, both sides, they're not about we need to keep people down because we don't want them to get above me. They're like,
right,
if I can push somebody to be at that level to carry this company later, it's what Mox has been doing.
Right.
His entire AEW run. Even when he was the one that Khan was like, TK's going, hey, can you carry the company for a bit with the title during the pandemic? He was still out there putting other guys over.
Yep.
There is not one selfish person that I've seen in the AEW locker room, and this year cemented that so many of them are willing to eat a pin or, tap out, whatever it takes to put over their opponent. Even if they win, they're still putting over their opponent to elevate them.
Oh yeah. Well,
there's
I think
no Hogan bullshit here.
Yeah, this was a company that it was a genuine team effort, and I think that really came through. Was this is like, we are all on the same team. Let's put on the best fucking show we can. Let's get this guy over. let me do the job to this guy, because he's ready, or, this woman because she's ready, like whatever. They really, you could tell they were all on the same page. Justin, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm just hoping for 2026, the locker room culture continues. And
me
that,
too.
2026, Blade no longer becomes misogynist.
Oh, come on. God damn it, Kasey. God damn it. You guys.
You can grow as a person. I believe in you.
Oh, my God.
2026, professor degree in Blade finally,
Make out.
Kiss.
Yeah. Well, don't hold your breath for that. The only way I would kiss degree is if I had an arsenic pill in my mouth that I could spit into his.
No.
Okay.
No, but wrestling wise,
yeah.
Sorry, wrestling wise. So basically, just more like collaborations with female New Japan, but also we've been seeing some collaborations as well with TJPW and DDT. I'd love to see that with AEW. And I'd love to see more fanfare, and basically I just want them to have a great 2026, even better than what we had this year, which is hard to top. So
this is a year for the ages. It really is. It's going to be hard to outdo this. They've set one hell of a precedent for themselves, and now we know what they're capable of. You're not going to get away with no bullshit, Tony Khan. Not that he would try. I honestly and sincerely believe that when Tony Khan, even when he falls a little short of what I want, he's doing his absolute best, and he's trying to give all of us something to talk about. Look at how robust this show was. I told you guys it'd be an hour. It's been an hour and a half because, of course, it always goes longer than I say it will. Folks, I want you to check out the Skewered Universe podcast that Jeff hosts. It's a lot of fun. They talk about movies, focus on horror, focus on TV, vintage and new. A lot of fun stuff discussed there. You can follow Justin over on Blue Sky. It's Justin CKW, right?
Yes.
Justin CKW at Blue Sky and Threads and Twitter, I believe, right? Kasey is FNA Kasey on Blue Sky.
Yep, just Blue Sky.
Just Blue Sky. Okay, and then
I got kicked off Thread somehow.
Wow. Well, I am iBlade Daily. You can find me at iBlade Daily on Blue Sky. Yes, on X. You can find me on Threads as well. Also, make sure you follow the show. And also, folks, how did you like the live stream? Because now that we've done this by accident and had some people join in with us, I'm kind of digging it. So I'm wondering if you want more of this. Do you want more live streams? Hopefully you do.
I do.
I upgraded my Riverside package yesterday to include live streaming with the intention that I would do it sometime soon in the future. And I saw as soon as I hit record, it's like streaming. And I'm all like, God damn it. There you go. But that's about it. So until next time, I'm Blade Daily. Jeff.
I'm Jeff.
Kasey.
I'm Kasey. Shout out Joshi G.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hi. Sorry. Bye. Fuck. I'm Justin. Bye.
Pro wrestling forever. Thank you so much for joining us live, everybody. There will be an edited version of this out tomorrow that will make Justin sound like he knew what he was doing and cover up my apparently flagrant misogyny. Thank you all for having fun with us in the chat. I think we're going to do more of this in the future. I know Gina doesn't want to be on video, but I think I got to talk her into it because this was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
This was a lot of fun.
Just get her a VTuber personality thing, one of those cartoons.
There you go.
That'll be perfect.
There you go. Yeah, we'll make her a like a bot, like a bot of some type. Yeah.
Just a Muppet.
All right. Yeah, we'll do the live. We'll probably tape these. We'll live stream the taping and then I'll edit the show afterwards. So,
For sure.
Thank you all for joining us. This was an absolute blast. Great to see you all. Thank you. Fuck your mama. Thank you, Tony Montoya. God damn it. I hear he's going to be on the show again soon. Thank you, Bex, and thank you, Shane. Thank you, In It Bab. We just had a great fucking time. We'll see you all
X
soon.
is the tech love podcasting.
Jax is the Tech Club. Hey, that is a compliment.